So, greetings to Canada. We have one subscriber, very cool, who makes parkour. Very nice. I've watched the videos, has an own channel, and he was interested that I show some of our parks. I wanted to make a video, but then I got ill. You know, I started that, then it was not possible. But now here we are. Here is one of our spaces, and you know, you have to different because we have the calisthenics parks, which they have built new, you know, and we have this old Trimmdichtpfad what I have shown in the snow in the woods, you know, the 80s 90s style. But calisthenics park they have completely built new, you know. I told once, I don't know if I made the video about this story. Now I have to wait because people are here. And here is the only place where is an own parkour, you know. They built an own parkour park. But here really I've never seen one. I don't know, because it is so small. You know, I'm absolutely not an expert in parkour. That I have never done. I have watched it for a long time, you know. Since the bell time, you know, when that all started. When I have seen that iconic video, you know, from that on I have always watched it. But to me it was always too dangerous. Now you have to wait a little bit and that I can show you, you know, that is always the problem in public, that you don't film the people. And here is the only park what is not a calisthenic park, but an own parkour park. Looks pretty cool, but I don't know why there are no people here. So 1, 2, bam, watch. That is amazing. Oh, the sun comes up now, and this is it, an own parkour place. Small, but they have made the obstacles. I don't know if you like that or if this would be something for you. Here, I don't know, to jump on, to jump down. The bars, you know, they look other than at calisthenics parks, because the calisthenics park, they have a other grip, you know, they have the collar and all these things. And now a doggy comes. I don't like that, you know, because here I never trust in people. That is the problem. Not the dogs, I don't trust in the people, because I have seen bad things, so I always avoid it when dogs watch. But now watch. Here, for I think to jump over or to make balance things, I don't know for what this is. If this is a good parkour thing or not, I don't know. To jump on, to make, I don't know, because here it is a bit, you see, that is a bit this, I don't know for what this is. Maybe that you run on and then you make a backflip, because this has grip, you see. There is a bit babbling in that you don't slip. I don't know for what this is to hold. I don't know. There is a Mindest height 140, you know, that would be, I don't know, like this. And here to jump on, off. And I think we have to wait. The space from here to the bar that you can jump on, or I would say. And you see, this looks more like when you are on the streets and they build a house, it looks more like this, you know. And so different heights, maybe from the space also, that you can jump to the other bar. And here this is to sit, to lay down for the people. And I mean, watch for that panorama, or with that mountain. I mean, that is really spectacular. And here in the woods there are a few houses in, and there is the hidden court, you know, the basketball court. And when you watch, this is really cool. And I tell you, they have built all houses here new, all those complex, every part of that, and all this place is all new. There was nothing, that was other, that was my way to school. And the floor, that is those really soft floor, you know, that you can press in when you walk here. That is like you go on a farm, you know, but only here. And here is the asphalt, you know. I made tests with the basketball here, and here I don't know if parkour people like this, but here to me, when you fall down, you fall more soft, you know. That is, I think, good, but I don't know if the parkour people like it. But on calisthenics park, they have also renewed it to such a floor, you know, and that is stupid to me, you know. Make an asphalt floor. But you know, we go a bit on, that you have seen this. you know. But really, I walk not that often here at afternoon, but when I walk here in afternoon, there is no one who makes parkour here, or I have never seen it. Only sometimes I see people when they run, they make a few pull-ups and then they run on. But here are all kids. But here he goes on, but that is not parkour anymore. That is for kids. That is only, I think, for the panorama. And it looks also really, really cool. I mean, what a nice and friendly place. This tool, I don't know what this is. I really cannot tell you. I have never, that is that is cool, you see. I've never experienced that. You see that you can sit in, and wow, that I have done as a kid, but that was all wood, dangerous, you know. And here to walk on, now it is a bit slippery, we go on here. I mean, and that is all now kids' place, you know, with the sand. They have built a ship as wood that it can be in. And when you walk on here, you know, the kids love that, to run up, down, up, down. Now you see it from above. I mean, looks really, really cool, or really a nice place. Because you have so much space, you know, to the mountains, the houses. This is an old people's house. There I was in for 5 years. And you see this goes on, and that is really cool when the kids come with a ball. Here you see another kids place. We can watch this also, but I show you here more. But you see the whole complex, you know, also small tools. And here with the sand, you know. And this, I think they have made, you see the chain on there, because in summer that they can put how it is called, like a carpet on, that the kids have shadow, you know. So that is all very, very cool. And here the ship, you know, like a ship for the kids. And here with the stone, and I think there goes water on, you see that in summer, but that I cannot remember. Here you see it, that the water slides down maybe. Really, really nice, you know. And here for the kids another tool, which is nice, you know. Yeah, and this is an own parkour place. We will go back because there is a shield or a rule or paper on. And you see here and there it goes on. There they have such a slide. And back then there was a mini golf course, you know, here. But that was in the 70s, 80s. But here, you know, there is the green hill up. And there are more the old one. You see that? All the wood things, you see that this is the old part, you know. And here is a slide that is also cool for kids. You know it. When you sit on, makes a lot of fun. That is really, really nice. You sit on, you know, and those goes with the thing. You go back and then with speed, bam, you can slide, but hold really, really good, otherwise you will fall down. But here are those stones, so it's not hard. And then we go on to the right side, and then we go back to the parkour place. And so you see, I think it's a small parkour place. And I don't know why there are no parkour people here. Well, we have one, you know. He has an own channel, you know it maybe. I've shown you this, you know. And yeah, we have a few here, you know. Also other one which went famous. And here is the other kids place, and you see, very, very big complex and really cool made, you know. So here, and there are really a lot of kids now. Now one is there, exactly that what I told you. I will not film the person. A runner who makes now stretches on the bar. I mean, the bar is so high and he has his leg on, a girl or man, I don't know. Girl, I think. And makes the stretching, and that is always used exactly on that way, but never for parkour. And here you see also thing for the kids. And now we have to wait until she goes. Yeah, now she makes the Australian pull-ups. Exactly that what I told you. We make her round here, because there is the basketball field, you know. The most rings court is beside, and they built something completely new here, so I don't know if the most rings court, if they put it away or what happens there. Yeah, she makes now the pull-ups. That is used for that, but not for parkour. And I don't told this, but you know, the calisthenics time. I shown you the Trimdichtpfad that is called in our city, what they built I think in the 80s and then in the early 90s was popular. The wooden stations in the woods where you could go for 10, 15, 20 minutes, and you had one station for pull-ups, one station for coordination, and all those wooden bars, wooden things like here, you know, where you could train. And that was made that people are in the nature, in the woods. And then you see that was the football field. Now they built all new here. So now she has gone, or she goes now, but a kid enters in. And those was the style back then when I also trained, you know. And then when the functional training, calisthenics training moved up, that was all the same time when the kettlebells came up once again, with Pavel, and he introduced it, Steve Maxwell, Valery Fedorenko, who was the first in the US who gave courses. That was the early 2000s or late 90s, but early 2000s when that started with the kettlebell, the RKC, the Russian kettlebell certification. The functional training moved up and the CrossFit moved up in big ways. The first real boxes opened up. Here, I think it was 2008 around when the first CrossFit box opened up in my whole country, not the federal state, the whole country. And the whole functional movement went up, and also the calisthenics. Yeah, calisthenics, bodyweight exercises always existed, Jack LaLanne, a pioneer in the fitness game, who made, I think, push-ups with fingers with over 90 years, really pioneer. And the gymnastics always made those exercises, and then the calisthenics game moved up. Now they call it in different ways, street lifting, same with street basketball, street ball. They are also told this, the name holds Adidas the rights, and on and on and on. But to the thing with street lifting, they make weighted pull-ups indoor, and then they call it street lifting. I mean, what has this to do with the street? Nothing. And the calisthenics game, I made the style with rings, with pull-ups, outdoor, when no calisthenics park existed. Here, there was no calisthenics park because people didn't know what this calisthenics training is, I told, the gymnastics and that and on. But the real calisthenics game, in my opinion, who changed the whole world, was was made in the USA, in New York. New York, in my opinion, like in basketball, street ball, is also the birthplace for the calisthenics game, what we know now. The calisthenics park, not like here a parkour park, the real calisthenics park, which they build now in the city everywhere in the world, And that is because, in my opinion, of the New York, Because I tell you that when that started, I did the same, but we had no park because no one knew it. And then I went to the kids' places because there were the wooden things, where I shown you the old wooden things, and they had sometimes rings on for kids to make the how it is called, to walk on the rings, not pull-ups, but to walk on the rings. And there I moved. I've shown you this in the woods. And I took my rope, I took a medicine ball, and there we trained, And the parents of the kids looked a bit strange, because what are you doing? It is a kid's place. Go indoor, go. There you have a gym, go to the gym. That was the time. And maybe the people who make now calisthenics outdoor, these were the people who made it in the early 2000s, middle 2000s, who said, wow, what are you doing? What is that for shit outdoor on a kid's place? What? Go in a gym, you know what I mean? And there it started. And then calisthenics moved up because of the names of Hassan Yassin, that is one of the biggest influences, in my opinion, in the calisthenics game. There were Hassan Yassin, you know. There were a lot of groups, you know, the bartenders, you know, the bar stars, the bartenders, you know, with Hassan Yassin. There was Beast Mode in, there was Akeem Supreme, you know. And then, you know, Calisthenics King, I think he was called Richardson, and they made videos from there. And that was something which you have never seen. And I tell you that I know trainers and on in Germany who work for big companies, and they have shown the videos from them. And then all of that started, because in the education there was no education for functional training, and then because of those videos all of that started. And then, you know, the most viral thing in my opinion was Hannibal for King, his legendary video. I think it was made in 2008, I think, but it went more popular 1, 2, 3 years later, you know. And that, with this ripped body, that moved, boy, that was the time, you know. And those names, I tell it again, Beast Mode, Lord Vital, boy, that was crazy. The one-arm pull-ups again. And then Hannibal for King, the Calisthenics Kings, the bar stars, the bartenders with Hassan Yassin, one of the biggest names out there, you know. And Akeem Supreme, who is now still in the game, you know. I've rode once with him where he told me with the biceps what he injured and still do it, you know, with this great form. And because of those names, I tell you that we have now calisthenics parks around the world. And these were not other names who later come on. No, those names, because of those the people started this style of training. And because of those we have now calisthenics parks around the world. Only because of those names. Otherwise, you know, because that went viral. Otherwise we would have no such calisthenics parks and no one would know the calisthenics thing, you know. And that is the thing. And now, once here again, and we go to the thing here, Parkour free running, an own tool where you can read it. You see, Parkour free running. And that is now in my language. I've never read it, you know. It's only from 14 years up that it is shown, you know. These are the safety points, you know. That means it's extra made for parkour, you know. You have to be over 14 and on and on and on. And there it what parkour brings you, you know. That it trains your body and to move from point A to B. And that it strengthens your muscles, and you can do what you want around, you know. And here the effects of parkour. Yeah, and that it is, you know. But I've never seen the people. But, you know, we have other tools here, you know, where I would see, you know, I was a skateboarder and I see also obstacles in the streets which would be good or not. And when I think of jumping, you know, then I see that would be much other things. But yeah, this is the place. Now you have seen this. And calisthenics parks, you know, I have also them on videos. We have 1, 2, so yeah, there are a few, and they are also a bit different because some bars are higher, some are lower, you know. And that it is, you know. I hope you liked it, you enjoyed it. And yeah, that it is. So, from that sense, we see us again. Until then, go to the sun. Nice. Bye and ciao.